morning and welcome to the Morning Expresso by the Indian Express. My name is Rahil Philippos and here is today's big story. The Reserve Bank of India has raised the repo rate, the rate at which it lends money to commercial banks, for the second time in over a month by an expected 50 basis points in its bid to tame runaway inflation. It has projected inflation to remain above its upper tolerance band of 6% through the first 3 quarters of FY23. How does this impact you? Well, loans are likely to get costlier. Banks and house finance companies, which have already raised their lending rates between 40 basis points and 50 basis points following a 40 basis points hike in repo rate in May, are now expected to raise the rates again. But there is still some respite. The RBI has allowed even credit cards to be linked to UPI, giving a push to credit culture for smaller items in urban and rural areas alike. It also permitted rural cooperative banks to finance residential real estate projects and double the limit on housing loans that cooperative banks can offer. Market participants feel the RBI may go for an additional hike of 50 to 100 basis points over the remaining part of the year. RBI Governor Shakti has said future decisions on rate hikes would be in line with developments around inflation. In our opinion section today, Dharmakirti Joshi, Chief Economist of CRISIL, weighs in on the RBI's decision. You can read his opinion on the IndianExpress.com website. Next up are our stories exclusive to the Indian Express. Much like last year, the usual suspects have featured in the global league of top 200 educational institutions listed in the 2023 edition of the QS World Rankings. But all three Indian institutions, the Indian Institute of Science in Bengaluru, IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi, have risen in the global league tables. Who ranked the highest? Well, at 155 on the list, IISc ranked the highest, overtaking the IITs. Meanwhile, IIT Bombay and IIT Delhi have risen 5 and 11 places to rank 172 and 174 respectively. But what's behind the Indian Institute of Science's remarkable rise? Speaking to the Indian Express, Q spokesperson William Barbier attributed the rise of the Indian Institute of Science to improvement across 4 of the 6 parameters on the basis of which the rankings are prepared. You can read the interview on the IndianExpress.com website. And now for our stories from the front page. Noting the allegations of top Indian woman cyclist who accused national team chief coach R.K. Sharma of sexual harassment to be prima facie true, the Sports Authority of India terminated his contract. In line with its plan to move Kashmiri Pandit government staff to safer locations, the J&K administration approved redesignation of posts for employees under the PM's package from the district to the divisional level, allowing them to be transferred anywhere within the Kashmir or Jammu divisions. In a bid to address voter apathy in urban areas, the Election Commission is set to write to all government departments, PSUs and private companies with over 500 employees to monitor how many employees avail special casual leave on polling day but don't vote. Next up are today's must-read stories. The residents of Taru village near Leh believe that the fortune of their village is tied to that of their local government school. But in the past few years, the government middle school has been out of luck. Up until quite recently, most parents of school-going children had shifted to Leh, preferring private schools. All of that changed this year when local youths joined hands with a nearby university and residents decided to chip in to renovate the school building. Can drinking urine cure diseases? Former Prime Minister Morarji Desai was known to extol the many virtues of consuming one's own urine as a catch-all cure for medical ailments. Desai's political successors have offered alternate solutions. As Om Prakash of the Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh Cow Protection Department argued, 70 to 80% of incurable diseases like diabetes can be treated with cow urine. We trace the history of urine therapy and the debates surrounding it. And finally, just hours before the Indian women's team was named for the T20I and ODI tour of Sri Lanka, one of the country's greatest cricketers, Mithali Raj, announced her decision to hang up her boots via a statement on Twitter. Her father was a touch worried about what she would do with the newfound free time. She has been playing cricket for 23 years. I hope her experience and services are used to take women's cricket to the next level, the senior Raj said. And that's all for today's Morning Espresso. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe to the Indian Express's YouTube channel for the latest news updates.